Buenas tardes, gente. This is, as always, Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. I'm flying solo today since I'm recording this for later upload, but we are going to try and progress with the next game, and maybe even two games, of the Serie Eliminatoria between the Navegadores de Naguabo and the Metropolitanos de San Juan. We really want to get to the point, pardon me, where by this Friday, as I record this on Monday, we're getting pretty close to finishing out the entirety of the playoffs, and we can start the 1906 off season or 1905 1906 off season mostly in Out of the Park 26, which will be released this coming year. That's the hope, anyway. Pardon me. In this game, the Navegadores once again have a fairly significant pitching advantage in terms of raw talent, but we do have to say that this is one where, to us, it looks like the gap between where Israel Ávila is and where Jan Paikos is maybe a little bit more controlled than you would think otherwise. In fact, they do seem to be this year quite similar players in a lot of ways, but we're hoping that the matchup will be to the Navegadores' advantage, obviously. Jan, potentially an all-time ace pitcher down the line, and we're just going to have to hope that the Navegadores can pull this out today. The hope is that if you're coming to watch these games, it's mostly to see what happens. So we're skipping most of the big event stuff, the ad reads and so on, but we'll replace that, I think, with a lot of, shall we say, more honest reactions to what is happening during the game. Before we get started, we're going to turn on one pitch mode, so this will be pretty quick. And we're also going to mention it is again 4,915 people in attendance. Cloudy with rain in the forecast. The temperature is 26 degrees. Wind once again blowing out to center. Both teams running with fundamentally the same lineup that they had yesterday. So we'll read it out very quickly. For the Metropolitanos de San Juan, batting leadoff, playing center field, number 10, Jose Cortés. Batting second and playing first base, number 17, Fulco Escobedo. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 60, Crescencio Gutierrez. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 18, Zacarias Esparza. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 4, Juda Guzman. Batting sixth and catching, number 26, Macario Rangel. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 28, Pedro Sanchez. You may remember that on Friday's broadcast, Guzman and Sanchez both got brought back down to earth by a very good Ted Balloon performance. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 8, Eden Morales. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 25, Eneas Salazar. For the Navegadores, once again batting leadoff, it's Rob Feaster, number 16, first base. Batting second, the second baseman, number 4, Eto'o Enshurlu, the font of wisdom. Batting third and playing right field, number 56, Frank Del Castillo. Batting fourth and playing left field, number 37, Vidal Santiago. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 12, Wally Balk. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 6, Benigno Valdez. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 18, Declan Milne. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 27, Graham Underwood. And last but certainly not least on this ball club, catching, number 0, Spike Stonehand. No point in delaying it any further. Pitching tonight, Pitching tonight for the Navegadores de Naguabo, number 74, Jan Paikos, who allowed 2 earned runs in his one playoff start. Cortés is batting .208, OPS of 519. And here goes nothing. That is, wow. Paikos starts us off with a foul pop-up on home plate, and it's Stonehand who, oh, he drops it. That's why we didn't get the pan on that. A screwball, fourth pitch of the at-bat, and he couldn't keep it in the glove. Let's see what he does here. As that is rolled out to third base, Wally Balk has it, throws him out across the hallway, and that is out number 1. Fulco Escobedo up next, 4 for 17, but he drew 2 or 3 walks. It felt like he drew 7 in the last game, but he only drew 2, so his on-base percentage has not suffered remotely, and here he goes again, drawing a full count and adding to his batting average this time with a big base hit into the left field corner. That Santiago has to launch that one just to get to the relay man, and it won't be in time, so it'll be a double for Fulco Escobedo, a 44-year-old man hitting a double in the postseason. That is an incredibly baseball story. A 7-pitch at-bat. Pico's already at 13 pitches, and he has only got 1 out. Man on second, and 1 out for Crescencio Gutierrez, who is hitting .227, 5 for 22 in the playoffs. Gutierrez bounces that one to second base. Shirley has it. Throws over to first, and it's out number 2. Escobedo moves to third, and it's time to see whether Zacarias Esparza can bring him home. Pico's at 18 pitches in this inning. That is hit hard. Benji Valdez has it, throws to first, and it looks like the inning is over. So after all that, the Naguabo error, Spike Stonehand dropping that, doesn't even matter. It will not cost them. There will be the double, and that's all for the Metropolitanos here in the top of the first, and now the Navegadores get to face Israel Ávila. He did not have a good time in his last postseason start. He went only 7 innings, allowed 13 hits, 4 runs, but he did have 8 strikeouts, and this is a team that loves to strike out. Granted, Rob Feaster is batting .556 against this specific pitcher, and is hitting .375 overall. Let's see if his hot streak continues, which I don't think is going to happen, given that we just saw a 2-strike count come up. I'm guessing we've got a whiff. And that is exactly what, well, not exactly what happens. It's a slider catching the inside of the zone, and certainly the umpire helped out quite a bit with that first pitch call, a splitter that was well outside but got called a strike anyway. It brings up Eto'o Shirley, who is 5 for 17. Can he do any better than that? And wow, the answer is that yes, he can. He takes Avila to a full count before he pops up over the infield. Morales comes in and takes it, and it's out number 2. A 6-pitch at bat, so at least he fought it. Here comes Frank de Castillo, king of the 2-out extension. Can he do it again here with 2 outs and the bases empty? My guess is no, but we'll see. Yep, that is right to Crescencio Gutierrez's glove. It's a good defensive play, but it retires the side. Navegadores get nothing across, and we go back to the top of the second. Picos already at 21 pitches, facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters, starting with Guzman. 7 for 19 in the playoffs now. On the first pitch, that's hit, but it's right to Valdez. He throws across and should have him. So it'll be out number 1, and that's exactly what Picos wanted there, a screwball out on the first pitch. He needed a quick at-bat like that. Up comes Magario Rangel on a 2-2 count. He's going to line that to center field. Underwood misjudges the route, and it's going to get in over his head. He gets it at the warning track and makes the throw, but it's to the relay man. He didn't chance it. He didn't trust himself to chance it all the way to second. So it'll be another double, and the wind blowing out to center is helping the Metropolitanos early. Pedro Sanchez, El Alquimista, comes up. He's 8 for 24, still hitting triple threes, though he did pretty badly just yesterday. A curveball that got left hanging over there, really the main culprit of that double. Let's see if Picos can adjust. Aha! Pedro Sanchez hits it to Valdez, who makes the throw over to first, and that's out number 2. Unlike Ted Balloon, who could rely on strikeouts to get his cheap outs, Picos is much more of a pitch-to-contact guy. So now that he's facing Eden Morales, he's got to see. Oh, Eden Morales with a base hit into right field on a 2-2 count. Will this be enough to drive the run home as Frank de Castillo throws to third? And yeah, that throw was way behind the runner. The Metropolitanos get their lead here in the top of the second. Eden Morales with an RBI single, raising his average all the way to 250 for the postseason, and continuing to have a man on first with 2 outs. So that extends the inning for Jan Picos, who is now about to throw his 40th pitch and has yet to get 6 outs. He faces Eneas Salazar, who is 5 for 20. Stonehand takes his sweet time getting rid of that ball, and Eden Morales steals on him, his first stolen base of the postseason. So now there's a man in scoring position for Salazar, who hit .239 with men in scoring position and is 4 for 12 against Naguabo, and it looks like, barring some pretty disgusting fielding incompetence, that will end the inning. The Metropolitanos put a run together from 2 hits and no errors and strand the second runner. They now lead 1-0. Bottom of the second, it'll be Santiago, Bach, and Valdez against Ávila, who took all 13 pitches to dismiss the top 3 in his first inning. Santiago is 4 for 15 and has never gotten a hit off of Ávila, so this would be a great time to change that tendency. Instead, it's another line drive directly into an infielder's glove on the first pitch. Oh, no, it's not. Morales can't hold on to it. An error keeps them alive, as that was a mistake pitch to swing at that cutter, and it brings up Wally Bach, who is hitting 6 for 16. That's an average of 375, pardon me. Bach immediately makes it look very hard to be him as he swings right through a 2-strike curveball that drops below the zone, and that is him dismissed and Avila's second strikeout of the game. With 1 out and a man on base, here comes Benji Valdez, who is 4 for 13 with a bunch of walks. He was a big part in evening up the game yesterday. Let's see if he can do that again today, as he batted .294 during the year, and on a 2-2 count here, he hits that one into center field, but it's not on a flat enough trajectory, and Cortez has it to make the catch. Here comes Declan Milne. He's 1 for 7 in the playoffs, hasn't gotten to play all the time. Let's see what happens when he goes up against a right-handed pitcher. He's supposed to be their kryptonite. He takes it to a full count. It goes to Crescencio Gutierrez, and another error from San Juan, as Gutierrez can hold on and puts 2 on with 2 outs. 29 pitches now for Israel Ávila, and Graham Underwood comes up. He's 5 for 14 in the playoffs, and he has gotten 1 hit in 9 at-bats against Ávila. Can he make it happen here? As that was a great at-bat by Declan Milne. 7 pitches, and then he got a cutter he could hit. Can Underwood make this happen? On a 1-2 count, hits that one into right field, and it lands. It's in right field. We're going to try running Santiago home, because why not? Esparza makes a big arc throw, and the throw is offline. Ham Underwood ties the game with an RBI single, brings home the bacon, and the Navegadores have tied it in the bottom of the second on their first official base hit of the game. 2 errors and a base hit combined to make that happen, but they are still 1-1 with 2 on and 2 outs for Spike Stonehand, who is unfortunately having a pretty bad postseason so far, just 2 for 14. Is there something he can do to turn it around here? He could at least take a long at bat against Ávila, maybe put one into the outfield, see what happens. He also brings it to full count, which is interesting, and he draws a walk. That's going to load the bases for Israel Ávila as Milne goes to third and Underwood saunters over to second, and it turns over the lineup. So Ávila will be facing Rob Feaster, who's 0 for 1 and has hit well off of him in the past. Can Rob come through here for his ball club and put his team on top? On a second full count, Feaster, it's up the middle, and Declan Milne will score. Rob Feaster comes through. Let's see if they send him after him. They sure do. Underwood scores. Stonehand makes it to third. It's a 2-run single by Rob Feaster, and the Navegadores on 2 base hits and a walk are leading this game suddenly 3-1. Beautiful piece of hitting. He got a splitter down the middle and smashed it back through the box. Beautiful play by Rob Feaster there. Getting it past Ávila and bouncing it. You know that's when they made the decision to send Underwood to score and Stonehand over to third. And with runners on the corners and 2 outs, Sherdlu has a chance here to continue extending the inning and making life hard for Ávila, who is now at nearly 50 pitches. They will need this lead if Picos continues to pitch how he has. On a 2-2 count, Sherdlu sends that one into right field, but it should be there for Esparza, and it is. The Navegadores use those 2 errors to score 3 runs, and they take the lead immediately after giving it up. That splitter for Ávila is certainly doing its job, but the question is, can he respond in the next inning? As Picos now faces the top of the lineup. Picos is through 2 innings on 42 pitches, having allowed 3 hits and an earned run. No walks or strikeouts yet. He faces Jose Cortez, who is 0 for 1 on the day. On a 1-2 count once again. Cortez, this time to Benji. Easy little ground out for him. And he'll throw it over to first. Cortez will be retired. Here comes Fulco Escobedo, who had that double in the first inning. It came to nothing, but that shows you he brought his hitting shoes today. He got him! Of all the hitters here, Picos sends a fastball right by him inside and gets his man. It's his first strikeout of the game against arguably the best pure hitter the Metropolitanos have on their end. And here comes Crescencio Gutierrez, who's 0 for 1. Can he end this inning cleanly? No, he cannot. Gutierrez gets that one through Rob Feaster for a base hit with 2 outs. And that'll put a man on first. 4th base hit by the Metropolitanos, and it brings up Zacarias Esparza, who's 0 for 1, with a man on first and 2 outs. Esparza was pretty dangerous the game before. Let's see if that happens again. It's on a 2-0 count. He lines that one, and finally, Naguabo's luck holds, and that is lined directly to Benji Valdez. So with 1 runner left on base, the Metropolitanos fail to answer back. They'll be kicking themselves after that one, especially since Ávila, now a bit shaken, has to face the middle of the lineup. Frank de Castillo has 3 hits and 9 at-bats against Ávila. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, Ávila's through 2 innings on 2 hits, no earned runs yet, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts on 53 pitches. The good news for him is that obviously it's not his fault that his team is losing right now. That happened due to 2 errors. The question is, after a 34-minute rain delay, can he hold it together against this Navegadores lineup? I would argue that he can, so the question will become one of fielding. As once again he freezes Naguabo hitter with a slider, this time in a very hittable position, but De Castillo does not go after it. With 1 out and the bases empty, here comes Vidal Santiago, who's 0 for 1. And he'll be on a 1-2 count instead of a 2 count. Santiago hits that one through. 2nd time on base and first actual base hit of the game for him. And he's able to hold him to a single there, Esparza, by throwing it back. Ávila now on 60 pitches as that curveball on the 1-2 count. Down and away, maybe hung a little bit too long, and Santiago was able to put it through. Wally Bach, of course, struck out last time. He was the first strikeout for Israel Ávila. He's 0 for 1. Let's see what he can do with a man on first and 1 out. On a 2-2 count, he hits that one into center field. It's going to land in front of Cortez, And that is going to put 2 on. Santiago will be held at second, and Wally Balk has a single, bringing his batting average to 389 in the postseason. That's when it gets really dangerous. With Benji Valdez up to bat, he might be 0 for 1 today, but with 2 on and 1 out, I don't like anybody's chances against this man. Benji Valdez, team captain here, of course. Very well known for his ability to drive rallies. Can he come through here? Nope. He pops out over the infield. And Ávila actually gets out of the way and lets Salazar handle the infield fly. On 68 pitches, Israel Ávila about to close out the third inning. Can he get past Declan Milne? Again, given what Milne has been like for most of the season, probably. It's a 2-1 count, and no, he can't. For the second time today, Declan Milne will be on base, and for the second time today, we're going to challenge Zacarias Esparza's arm as Santiago makes it home under the tag, and Declan Milne, with an RBI single, tacks on another run for the Navegadores. The 100-acre wood has come to La Timonera, as there are still 2 on and 2 out for the Navegadores here in the bottom of the third. They've added another run against Ávila, who is now at 72 pitches, and he now faces Graham Underwood, who last time hit the RBI single that tied the game, and comes up this time with 2 on and 2 out. Can he come through twice in a row? He does not. Unfortunately, Morales, with a superior defense, able to slide in there, grab the ball off the ground, and throw over to first. That was a great play. A 5-star catch. Able to scoop that ball off the wet mud and throw Underwood out at first on what definitely would have been an RBI single. Nothing you can do but tip your cap and check the scores around the league. Rain is not a problem. Rain, rather, is not only a problem in this game. Currently, Carlos Horcasitas is losing for the Pescadores de Salinas, is losing to the Murciélagos de Camoy 2-1. Cabo Rojo currently looking very strong for a 2-0 lead in their series against the Chupacabras, as they have the bases loaded against Pedro Cárdenas of the Chupacabras. They are winning 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. The aforementioned Pescadores losing against the Murciélagos, which would tie that series a 1-1 were that the case. Carlos Horcasitas is the pitcher for Salinas right now. The Murciélagos in the bottom of the third have a man on third with no outs. And in the top of the 7th, Rio Grande, which has 2 base hits, is hitting against Armando Rodriguez of the Cuervos de Patillas. There's a very special game going on for whoever the Rio Grande pitcher is, but that's all we're going to say about that. They, of course, do have a 1-0 lead in the series. Paicos now in the top of the 4th on 59 pitches, having allowed 4 hits over 3 innings, 1 run, 1 strikeout, will face Guzman, Rangel, and Sanchez at minimum. Guzman lines that one into left field. It's not stopping because it's over the wall. That is a home run, a solo shot from Judá Guzman, his first of the postseason. And the Metropolitanos get one of those runs back immediately. Judá Guzman, who hit just 2 homers during the regular season and only drove in 53 runs, takes a curveball, and honestly, a curveball that would have been pretty hard to hit, and sends it deep and over left field. It's a 4-2 game now. Magario Rangel already 1-1 in this game. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2, as he had a double back in the 2nd inning. That one is rolled to Benji Valdez. He picks it up, makes the throw over, and that's out number 1. Valdez is kind of a secret weapon when there's rain delays because he doesn't tend to drop a lot of balls no matter what. Pedro Sanchez comes up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Still hitting .320 during the postseason. Can Paicos corral him here with 1 out and the base is empty? Last time Sanchez was a ground out to short. We've seen a lot of those, and Oh, that's got to feel good. It's a full count strikeout with a fastball out of the zone, and he gets him to swing through it after 6 pitches. Pico's now at 72, and he will now face Eden Morales, who is 1 for 1 with a ribby and a stolen base on the day. He could be dangerous here, having already gotten one through. Oh, no! It goes past Rob Feaster. He tries to grab it, but he can't make it happen. It's an error, the second of the game for the Navegadores, and it extends the inning. Morales smashed that curveball and probably didn't expect too much out of it, but Feaster really buttered himself on that one. Here comes Salazar, who is 0 for 1 with a man on first and 2 outs. Will Morales try to steal again? He will, and Stonehand, again inexplicably, can't get a handle on the throw. Underwood runs in to back up the play, but Stonehand waves him off, says, we're not going for it. So, with the tying run at the plate, Salazar hits that one to Valdez. Valdez makes the throw, and he's got Rob Feaster perfectly on target. That is out number 3, and the threat is over. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. San Juan now trails 4-2 after that Juda Guzman homer. In the bottom of the 4th, Stonehand, Feaster, and Sherdlu will face Israel Ávila. Stonehand, of course, drew a walk in his first at-bat. He now comes up with the bases empty. Ávila is at 76 pitches over 3 innings, having allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Stonehand on a hitter's count walks for the 2nd time this game. Stonehand's batting average remains at 143, but his on-base percentage has gone up 107 points in just this game. He'll be on base to lead off the inning as the batting lineup turns over again, and Rob Feaster, currently the hero of this game, 1 for 2 with 2 ribbies, comes up. With a runner on first, he hit only 183 during the season. Can he do better than that here? Nope, that is popped up foul. Left side, looks like it'll be Salazar who's got it. And he squeezes it for out number 1. That'll bring up Sherdlu. He's 0 for 2. He's hit both, I believe, into right field. And, boy, Feaster swinging at that slider. I don't know what the thought was there. Just a bad decision every ball player makes occasionally. With a man on and 1 out, can Sherdlu, who hits about 272 in these innings, hits a little bit better at home, and has not done well against Ávila. I'm trying to figure out what his split is for having a runner on first and having some trouble, so we'll check. He hits actually somewhat well, 120 OPS plus. Can he come through here? Nope. He swings and misses. Avila's 4th strikeout of the game, his 12th in the postseason. So with 2 outs and a man on first, can Frank de Castillo do something? He's 0 for 2 on the day. No, he also pops up, and we are going to be through 4. The Navegadores remain ahead 4-2. Who knows for how much longer? The side is retired. Naguabo gets the walk, and that's all. It remains a 2-run game as we head into the 5th. Picos will face the top of the lineup, whom he has more or less successfully corralled. It's really once we get past the 4 that he has to worry. Cortés is 0 for 2. Picos, 77 pitches over 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, and 2 strikeouts. And the very first batter here, Cortés, is going to take him to a full count and then crack one hard into right field. That ball is crunched. It'll be a single to right, and now we're already in trouble. So the Navegadores are going to start having some action in the pen. Norman and Pino, their early inning relievers, as Picos faces Escobedo. Escobedo, real feast or famine day for him so far. He, of course, hit a double and then struck out. Here, you have to imagine Picos wants that ground ball out. It's a pitch out, and instead, Cortés does them a huge favor by running on Spike Stonehand, who finally catches a man stealing here in the postseason. He's out, and that means the bases are empty with 1 out, freeing up Picos to pitch a little bit more freely. I cannot believe I just said that. Furco Escobedo responds to that by putting his second base hit of the game through, this time back up the middle and over the mound to center field. A great little piece of hitting on that fastball that got left over the middle of the plate, and Escobedo has a single. He's halfway through the cycle. With a man on first and one out, up comes Gutierrez, who's 1 for 2. Escobedo, not a base-stealing threat, but they need that ground ball from Gutierrez. Gutierrez drops that one, and Stonehand can't corral it. It'll be a pass ball. 2 strikes for Crescencio Gutierrez, who is not a man to strike out very often, and Escobedo will move to second, so tying run at the plate here. Gutierrez hits that one to the shortstop. Valdez has it, makes the throw over to first, and yet again, Benji Valdez making the best of a bad situation as he retires Gutierrez and brings up Zacarias Esparza, who's 0 for 2. They need this cheap out. Paico's now at 90 pitches. They have made him work very hard. Esparza hits that one to Sherlew, and it's Sherlew's turn to make that throw over to first on the sharp grounder. The Metropolitanos get 2 hits, but nothing else, and the score remains 4 to 2. As it'll be Santiago, Bach, and Valdez at minimum against Ávila, who has, all told, really managed to rebound from his second and third inning ordeal quite nicely. Ávila is through 4 innings on 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts over 87 pitches. Santiago is 1 for 2 on the day. He's got a single in 2 at-bats, and here he draws a walk. That's Avila's 3rd walk of the game and his 4th of the postseason. He's given up 3 walks just in this game. He now faces Wally Bach, who's 1 for 2 on the day. That is hit off the tip of the bat. It's going to go into right field. Very catchable for Esparza. And more importantly, lovable at bat for Ávila, who got jammed contact on that curveball down and in. Here comes Benji Valdez, who has been held uncharacteristically to an 0 for 2 batting line today. Can he do anything? No. He strikes out. Avila's 5th strikeout of the game. Almost all of them coming on 3 pitches. Ávila, we should mention, is a multi-talented guy. 5 pitches, slider, curveball, cutter, and knuckle curve, all of which complement a split-finger fastball. Here comes Declan Milne. He's 1 for 2. He's been explosive with Santiago in this game. Can he come through again? He cannot this time, as that goes to second base. Morales has it. He'll make the throw to first, and we are through 5 innings. Naguabo once again draws nothing but a walk in their half of the inning, and Norman and Pino will have to stand ready in the bullpen to relieve Paicos as he faces the dangerous part of this lineup, Guzman, Rangel, and Sanchez. Paicos is through 5 innings, 94 pitches, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts. Guzman has 1 hit in 2 at-bats, but what a hit it was, a home run over the left field wall. Normally with the bases empty, he hits just 206. Here, a little bit of revenge. Sweet revenge for Jan Paicos, who strikes him out on a fastball and about to throw his 100th pitch against Macario Rangel, who's 1 for 2 on the day. That is lanced hard into right field. Frank de Castillo catches it off the wall, plays it on the bounce, and he doesn't really bother to throw it very hard until Rangel is well on his way to second. If Luisa were here, she would likely have some remarks to make about Frank's defense, but the throw is very late. And that's the 8th base hit there. Rangel apparently scratched himself up somehow in making that play, but he is in scoring position with 1 out. And from here on out, you know what that means. The tying run is coming to the plate every at-bat. Paicos now at 101 pitches, faces Pedro Sanchez with a man on second and 1 out. And he walks him. On a full count, 7 pitches. He will now face Eden Morales, who was dangerous. He's 1 for 2 with a ribby on the day. He badly needs this out, and he gets it. Curveball. Inside for strike 3. Eneas Salazar will step out to be replaced by number 1, Jeremias Montoya, who is over 2 in the postseason. during the regular season, he hit very well in his 8 at-bats. He has yet to get a runner home from scoring position. Now might be the time to change that, and he may, as he gets that one through the infield. Underwood has it, makes the throw, and it is completely out. Underwood realized he couldn't stop the run, so he decided to stop the inning instead. What an interesting little heads-up decision as that got put through the infield. Valdez and Shirley converged but couldn't make it happen. So Underwood launches it past the catcher, gets it to Feaster, who immediately sends it over to third, and Montoya is out there. So in the bottom, Montoya rather gets the RBI single, but a runner trying to stretch to third ends the inning, and the Navegadores walk away with a 1-run lead. Very thin. They need badly to increase it by any means necessary, and they've got the perfect guy to try. Israel Ávila, 96 pitches over 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And with Graham Underwood up to bat, he's 1 for 2 with a ribby. Great leadoff guy. Let's see what he can do with the bases empty here. He bounces that one to Montoya at third. Montoya makes the throw in, pardon me, it's Aguirre at third now. Javier Aguirre, number 22. And Underwood will be out after just 3 pitches. Used to be able to beat a lot of those with his speed. Up comes Spike Stonehand, who has walked both times he's come up to the plate. Helped waste some pitches for Avila here. But this time he's not running around. He's not waiting. It's oof. He swings at the first pitch, and Morales has to hurry the play, and that throw goes completely offline. Morales can't make it happen on the throw. The wet ball really puts him in danger. And you can see here, he hurries that throw, and it gets right past Escobedo, so Stonehand will take second. That may be the lifeline they require. As Rob Feaster comes up, he's 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in already. He's got a man on second and 1 out. Can he come through here? No. Yet another pop-up on far too few pitches. Aguirre will have it, and that's out number 2. A knuckle curve this time, kept low, but again, very hittable, and it's just simply popped up into the air. Shirley is 0 for 3 on the day. Can he do any better? He hits that one into left field, and it skips past the left fielder there. Sanchez can't bring it in, and Stonehand will score as the throw comes in. Shirley breaks his hitless streak with an RBI double, lanced into the very, very deep corner of left field. El Alquimista can't quite make the magic work there as he has to launch that one to the shortstop. And Naguabo is now ahead 5-3. They get that run right back. With a man on second and still 2 outs, here comes Frank de Castillo, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Is he going to be able to extend this lead? So far, he's been pretty absent from the offensive effort today. That is sent foul. And this time Sanchez, probably smarting a little bit from how he let that hit get past him, catches it on the run. Naguabo adds to the lead and widens it back out to 2. Can they hold it is the question. Norman and Pino head back in, and we're going to check on the games. When last we checked on the Murciélagos, they were winning 2-1. They have just expanded that lead to 5-1 as Cedro Pineda singled to score Cortés and Gomez. Roberto Gomez and, boy, I wish I could remember, Artemisio Cortés. Orcasitas through just 4 innings, taking a real beating in that game. Looks like the other 2 games are over. The only real question is how special the Rio Grande game was. In the top of the 7th, Paicos faces Cortés, Escobedo, and Gutierrez. Cortés is 1 for 3. And here Cortés becomes a strikeout victim, the 5th for Jan Paikos on a curveball. 4 pitches in. He now faces Fulco Escobedo, who is 2 for 3 on the day. Let's see if Paikos can keep him off the bases here. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jan Paikos here. Strikeout number 6 this time. Again on the curveball. And that's going to be pretty embarrassing for Escobedo, given that curveball definitely hung. And lastly, we've got Gutierrez. He's 1 for 3. Can he extend the inning at all? He got a single the one time. Here he bounces it to Sherlew. Sherlew takes his time, does not follow the example of the San Juan second baseman, and waits for the throw to come to him, so he is able to close out a clean inning for the Metropolitanos here in the top of the 7th. This means Pino and Norman can head on down to the sit-down as Anbar and Varela will be up in the pen. In the bottom of the 7th, Ávila threw 6 innings on 107 pitches, 6 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Will face Santiago, Balk, and Valdez once again. Santiago is 1 for 2 on the day. He seems to have something of Avila's number, but not quite. Let's see what happens here. And the answer is he gets one through Escobedo at first base. It'll be his second hit of the ball game, both singles. But that'll put a all-important insurance run on base there. Here comes Wally Balk, who's 1 for 3. Can he continue the onslaught here in the bottom of the 7th? It's a full count, and it's a balk walk. Santiago will go to second as Avila issues his 4th walk, and that'll put 2 on with no outs for Benji Valdez. On the one hand, Benji is usually the man you go to in these situations. He seems to make magic happen when you don't have a lot of hope for those runs to come through. But this time, Benji Valdez is 0 for 3. Which Valdez is going to show up this time? Let's find out. He bounces that one to Morales at second, and they will get the fielder's choice at second base. Morales to Gutierrez to put runners on the corners with 1 out. It's a good decision as Valdez was basically charging Escobedo down. Santiago will make it to third. And now Avila gets to face Milne, who is just 1 for 3 on the day. A good play overall as it increases the chances of things going wrong for Naguabo here. With runners on the corners and 1 out, how is Avila going to approach Declan Milne on 120 pitches? First pitch swinging, and there goes Valdez stealing second. The throw from Rangel behind the plate late, and Valdez has stolen his 6th base of the postseason. Milne now officially on duty. As he hits that one into right field, will that be deep enough is the question. Esparza has it. And I don't think they're going to run him. They will not. Good attempt from Milne to get that far enough into the air that it could score the run, but it doesn't happen. So there will still be 2 on and 2 out for Graham Underwood, who's 1 for 3. He started off this game very well. Can he keep it rolling with 2 runners on and 2 outs? Can he come through for his team here? Well, he took him to a full count. Let's see if that's good enough. He draws a walk. Avila's 5th walk. The bases are loaded for Spike Stonehand, who's 0 for 1. This is, of course, where Spike's just going to strike out or something. But if he doesn't, oh, baby, it's going to be magical. 1-2 count. Can he do it? He doesn't. He swings right through and ends the bottom of the 7th to strand the bases loaded. The Navegadores remain ahead 5-3. And as much as they would have loved to get those runs, it's just not happening. We go into the top of the 8th here. Paikos will face Esparza, Guzman, and Rangel. Paikos is at 128 pitches over 7 innings. 9 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Esparza is 0 for 3 on the day. Anbar and Varela are ready to take over if need be, which they probably will be. Esparza hits that one. It's a line drive, but it's right into Sherlew's glove, and that's out number 1. Perfect at bat for Paikos, who badly needs quick outs right now. Guzman is 1 for 3 on the day. And on the 1-1 count, what will Guzman do? He puts another base hit through. It gets through Sherdlu's legs. It'll be a single. Guzman's second base hit of the night. And it'll put a man on with 1 out and extend the inning. Here comes Rangel, who is 2 for 3 on the day. And that is going to be the end of Paicos' outing. Now pitching for the Navegadores de Naguabo, number 10, Kareem Anbar. With Guzman on first and the lefty up, this makes probably the most sense. Rangel has so far had a pretty easy time of it, being 2 for 3. Anbar, of course, held opponents to sub 200 average. Rangel on the first pitch pops it up. And it'll be Wally Balk who takes it. A long, tall glass of out. And then here comes Pedro Sanchez, who's 0 for 2. Let's see if Anbar can end it here. Paicos walked Sanchez last time, and this time Anbar does what he does best and strikes Sanchez out viciously on that sinker. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Ávila still pitching, 132 pitches now, 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he'll face the top of the lineup, Feaster, Sherdlu, and Del Castillo. Feaster's 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Can he do anything to make Avila's life worse here? It doesn't look like it because it'll be on the first pitch. And that's going to drop in front of Pedro Sanchez. El Alquimista will not be able to get there, and that's Rob Feaster's second hit of the night. Let's see if with his speed he can expand that and get to second or third, putting himself in a good position for Sherdlu, who's 1 for 4. Here he goes. Feaster swiping second, I believe. Yes, indeed. That's his 4th stolen base of the postseason. And it puts him in really good position to score on a Sherdlu hit. Especially, well, not especially. It would have if Sherdlu had not hit that far too shallow. So that'll be out number 1. And Ávila now at 138 pitches faces Frank Del Castillo, who's 0 for 4. Man on second, 1 out. Can Rob Feaster steal third successfully? He does. His 5th stolen base of the postseason. And now Del Castillo just needs to get this long enough that Feaster can scamper home. Can he do it? No. That's going to get popped up behind the infield. And once again, the clutch factor is just failing them today. Morales is able to catch that. And it all comes down to Vidal Santiago, who, to be fair, is 2 for 3 on the day. Can he do something here? No. He strikes out. So after Rob Feaster finally gets his hitting and running shoes on, the Navegadores disappoint here. They go into the top of the 9th up 5 to 3. It'll be up to Anbar and Varela to try and take down Morales, Aguirre, and Cortez. Kareem Anbar threw 2 outs over 5 pitches, including a strikeout. He is in the postseason currently. He has thrown 10 outs, allowing 1 hit and striking out 6. He will now face Eden Morales, who is 1 for 3 with a ribby on the day. Eden Morales did strike out against Paicos, and now he strikes out against Anbar. On a 1-2 count, that sinker is just humming today, and he gets him for out number 1. He now faces Javier Aguirre, very good hitter from everything we're seeing here. He used to be a Cítrico on the Metropolitanos. He's hitting 343. The incredible hitter. He was traded for a no-account pitcher. Kind of an amazing steal for San Juan. Is that going to be enough, though? Aguirre, OBP of 363 as he enters into this game. And you can see why as he smacks that one into left field. That's going to put a man on as that slider caught a little bit too much of the zone, and Aguirre smashes it for a base hit. Man on and 1 out for Jose Cortez, who's 1 for 4. That is rolled to Benji Valdez. Can he do it? He throws to second to retire the lead runner, but they will not be able to make the relay. So there's a man on first and 2 outs, and it's once again Fulco Escobedo who might be able to come through in a big spot for his team. Against lefties, he hit 241, which is quite a bit worse. Interesting considering he's a righty. Can Anbar finish him off here? He's at 18 pitches. And he does. A strikeout for the Tunisian on a mission. Escobedo ends the game, and the Navegadores take a 2-0 lead here in the Serie Eliminatoria, a three-pitch strikeout. Jan Paikos gets his second win of the postseason, going 7 1/3 with 10 hits, 3 earned runs. Kind of an ugly game, given that one of those earned runs was a home run. One walk and 6 strikeouts over 132 pitches. Kareem Anbar gets his third save of the postseason, throwing 5 outs, allowing 1 hit, and 3 more strikeouts to make it 9 in this postseason. Offensively, we really can't say anybody on the Navegadores side deserves any credit for any of this. Feaster was 2 for 5. Santiago was 2 for 4, and he scored 2 runs. Feaster drove in 2 runs, but almost everybody else just showed up a little bit. This is not really the kind of performance you're hoping to see from a team that should be dominating in this series, so you hope they're just kind of keeping their powder dry. We're going to check on the other scores. And as it turned out, that game that we thought was going to go all of Rio Grande's way, Carmelo Castillo, La Llamarada, lost it in the bottom of the ninth, and the Patillas wins it to tie the series there. Cabo Rojo is taking a 2-0 lead against the Chupacabras. They're up 3-1, and despite a late inning effort from the Pescadores, Camuy ties that series at 1 as well. We're not going to be able to continue this with the second game today. We'll try to be back tomorrow. But in the meantime, gente, as always, this is Isidro Montalvo Espinosa, broadcast coordinator for Liga Nacional Puertorriqueña en Vivo. Buenas noches, gracias mil, y Dios les bendiga.